And then I'll share it on Facebook. I'll say, what is the shred? Doop, doop, doop. Right, it is preparing to live stream. I think Jack is actually happy. I gave him his Kong filled with frozen peanut butter. So get back to this. All right. Here we are. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I'm Angel Falk, the Fitness Angel. So glad y'all have joined us. I see Elizabeth popping in, Sally Beth popping in. Oh, yay. I'm glad y'all made it. Got Erna, Dr. Odom, got Barbara, Krista, Brandi. Woohoo. All right. Well, today, guys, I want to talk about the Shred because it's a monthly program that we do. And many of us have made it a lifestyle. Like, just raise your hand if this is a lifestyle for you. I know. Yeah. Right. And Erna's raising her hand. I know. Okay. So it really is so amazing. But we always like to start with just 10 days. We say do it for 10 days, see how you feel, because it will make a huge difference. And then you'll realize the benefits and you want to continue doing it. So for those that don't know me, and we're on Facebook, leave comments, questions, and you can share this if you want to share this. I have a public page, and then reach out to the person who shared it with you if you want to know more and get started. So today, I'll just share real briefly my story. I started our products, Juice Plus, after having a brain tumor surgery, radiation. I was just really sick and depleted. I knew I needed more nutrition. And I found out this is real food. So it was just easy and simple in a capsule. And then started taking our protein powder drinks and just making such an impact in my health and my family's health. And then I learned about this program. It used to be 30 days. It was a 30-day transformation. And I mean, my body fat fell down. I lost some weight and I just felt amazing. It made such an impact. And I kept getting questions. What are you doing? Why do you have so much energy? How do you feel so good? And I didn't want anything, with chemicals or extra caffeine or anything that's going to hurt me. And I love this. It's all natural. It's food. So I've just made it a lifestyle. And now we have a 10-day shred is what we call it now. And it's really awesome. And we've helped so many people with it for those who really want to be healthy and make it a healthy lifestyle. It's not a get quick, lose some weight kind of thing. It's get your body filled with more good. And we have a private Facebook group called Filled with Good. If anybody wants to be added to that, let us know, because we want you to learn how to fill your life with good, because then you don't want the junk. Then you don't want the bad, right? So I would like Brandi Anderson to share her story. She's had great results doing the shred and making it a lifestyle.
Thank you, Angel. Yeah, I spent 20 years in the corporate world, and I was in the health and wellness, and I coached a lot of people, and I saw so many people that were on the roller coaster ride. Like, they would lose the weight and then they would stop doing what they were doing, and they would gain it back plus some. And over my 20-year span, there were 10 years I was with the same company, and I saw so many people do that. And I am so glad that once I left the corporate world and branched out on my own, I'm a certified health and nutrition coach now. And really, it's taking what I learned in the corporate world, bringing it into my coaching business. And I've learned so much just by being part of this community, and then taking the Juice Plus product. So, like, my story is, back in 2018, I went through a time of major loss. I got a divorce. 6 months later, I lost my dad to suicide. And then 3 months later, I lost my job in the corporate world. And I was just at a place where my hands were like, okay, God, I don't know what you have in store for me, but basically I got nothing. So my ears are wide open. And within a few months of that, I started taking Angel's classes, and I call her my angel here down here on earth, because I feel like she rescued me out of that pit that I was in and showed me an opportunity. She just loved on me and talked to me about the shred and just shared. And, I felt like God led me to do this. And led Angel to ask me to do this with her and be part of this community. So I started that 3 years ago, and I started with the shred. I went all in the very beginning. I'm like, I want a discount on my products, so I'm going to sign up. And jumping into the shred, I remember making a video with Trina and Angel. We were at the Y, and we were talking about the shred, and I was like, oh, I'm so scared. I can't give up cheese. Like, cheese is my thing. Like, y'all, I would be embarrassed back then if you saw my cheese drawer. But I made it through 10 days without cheese. And every time that I do the shred, I eat a little bit less cheese, even though I still eat it from time to time, but progress, not perfection. But I've lost 25 pounds. That was like in the first year. And like it just those habits after the 10 days, you just carry those over into your everyday life. And so, like Angel said in the very beginning, it's a lifestyle. It's not lose weight quick. It's not, you know, it's just something that you do for a long time. And this is the first thing and only thing that I've experienced. And I love to be able to tell my clients about it, because it is not that roller coaster ride. Like, I've gotten off the roller coaster ride. I haven't had a doctor's visit or sick in 3 years now. Same thing with my son. He's on the product. His allergies are so much better, and he's an athlete, so that helps him out too. And he actually gets it for free. And we'll probably address that maybe at the very end. But it's just, I mean, I have Juice Plus hair. I have new Juice Plus hair growing again. And then, you know, I mean, just I'm 48 years young is what I'm going to say. We are not old. We are young, 48 years young. I feel like my skin is so much better than it's ever been. And I just feel good. I get up in the morning and I have a full day and get sleep well at night. And it's all because of this lifestyle and taking Juice Plus.
I love it. Thank you. Yeah. And it is a lifestyle, and your hair, your skin, your nails all improve. What you put on the inside shows up on the outside. And that's why people who have been doing this for years and years usually look younger. And we're like, how are you aging backwards, and feel better, and you're not sick? I know I used to get bronchitis every year. Always, getting little colds and things. And I don't remember that happening. It's been a long, long time. So I want y'all to hear from one more friend, Barbara Sykes. She's a holistic nutritionist and a fitness instructor. Like Brandi and I are in fitness. We kind of all met in the fitness world. But tell us your story, because I know everybody's got a different story. And I want to hear from you, Barbara.
Okay, and also I have my granddaughter, so I don't know if I'll get through this. She can't leave me alone very long. But anyway, so just echoing some of the things Brandi said, just doing the shred, I just feel great, more energy, all of those things. But a little bit on my story, I got interested in nutrition because of my boys being athletes and us working with holistic doctors and nutritionists during injuries and so forth. But what really got me, when I went to school, and when I heard, I've been following Angel for a long time with fitness. We both were fitness instructors. And then once I became a nutritionist, I know she had spoken of this before, but it just didn't catch my ear. But one day I heard her talk about Juice Plus. So I inquired about it, and I was just so excited to find this product, because it was like an answer to a prayer. It's really hard to get people to change their lifestyles and things. And yes. But I thought, well, here's a solution that can get the nutrition in while we're working on the other things. And then what I like about the shred is it embodies all of that. So with the shred, we're encouraged to eat healthily. We're encouraged to avoid, the food triggers like gluten and dairy and processed foods and things like that. We're encouraged to exercise, and these are all things that I would tell my clients. And then I really love that it also includes intermittent fasting, because I think that's the magic behind it all. Of course, getting the nutrition, but our bodies are designed to, consume food on a day-night schedule. So daytime for eating, nighttime for sleeping. And most people in America eat from the time they get up, they eat their 3 meals a day, their snacks in between, and then they sit on the couch and watch TV at night and eat food. And that just disrupts everything. So I love with the intermittent fasting, you're encouraged to, limit your eating window, 8 hours and 16 hours, or 12 hours and 12 hours, or however it works best for you. And it gives your body that time to rest and heal. So it's once your body is depleted of food, you actually can go into the healing phase, and your body will naturally take care of toxins and damaged cells, helps with inflammation, and also, Brandi talked about weight loss, but another thing that happens is once we go for several hours without food, our body uses up all the glucose stores that we use to make energy, and then it switches over to fat cells, and that helps with the weight loss that will come naturally, especially when you do this long term. So I just think it's just a beautiful way to introduce people to a healthy lifestyle. We give them that 10-day window to get started, and most people, I think, will like how they feel so much that they'll want to continue. Maybe not every day, but they'll definitely want to keep on that path, and that's what we want.
I love it. Thank you. All right, guys. So I want to show you what the SHRED is. And Dr. Mitra Ray is the one who created it with an Olympic athlete. She is an engineer and a biochemist. So she's very brilliant. I skipped through the first part of the video of her just kind of introducing herself and her credentials. But I want her to explain to you what the SHRED is and why 10. The 10 days are for the 10 guidelines. And that's what she's going to start out telling us.
10 in SHRED10 refers to the 10 important guidelines that can quickly and safely lead you to optimal health. SHRED10 is doable, affordable, and flexible enough for you to make these guidelines work most of the time for the rest of your life. So let's talk about how these 10 guidelines can change the rest of your life. Now, whether you're pretty healthy already or you have some kind of chronic condition, there are two trends that are affecting all of us today and our children. The first is the decline in the quality and nutrient density of our food. Why are companies having to fortify your food? And why are so many people taking supplements? It's because the food we're eating is not grown, nor harvested, nor delivered to your plate in the same way it used to be for your parents and grandparents. The second trend is the increase of toxicity on the planet. The combination of increased toxicity and decreased quality of nutrition is at the basis of all disease, or at least a major contributing factor. In fact, it's not just the toxins you're exposed to in your lifetime that are at play here. Did you know that the toxins your grandparents were exposed to are having an effect on you, and consequently your exposure to toxicity is going to affect your progeny? So what kind of toxins are we chronically exposed to? First, since the Industrial Revolution, we've seen a steady increase in the number of new chemicals created by man, and burning these chemicals as well as fossil fuels is drastically increasing over time. Scientists are producing hundreds of new pesticides, and they're not spreading salad dressing on your vegetables out there on those farms. You may have recently learned how your favorite cereal brand, along with so many other processed products, are laden with glyphosate, and this has been a serious health hazard. Now, what are endocrine disruptors? They are plastics that mimic hormones in the body. So all the saran wrap and the plastic containers that hold our food leach out plastic into your food, and this daily exposure really disrupts your ability to regulate your own hormones. Heavy metals are everywhere. For instance, there's a thin layer of lead all over the planet due to leaded paint and gasoline. And then there's all the food additives and preservatives that are also adding to our daily toxic load. Now, some government standards would say that these individual exposures are within some kind of safe limit, but the reality is that the combination of all these sources of toxins are playing havoc on your system. This is a huge problem, and instead of focusing on cleansing the body, most doctors are trying to merely treat the symptoms, usually with minimal success. Most people don't immediately connect the dots between how they feel and how many toxins they're being exposed to daily. We are hugely misinformed of how can we get rid of these toxins. Your liver is called the brain of the digestive system, and one of its main functions is to clean up the blood circulating in your body. The liver is smart enough to know what molecules are useless or what actually is harmful to the body. And it has the capacity to biotransform these molecules into something that can be excreted out. These fat-soluble toxins become biotransformed via what are called phase 1 and phase 2 reactions into water-soluble metabolites that can be eliminated through your urine. And since most of the toxins are fat-soluble, such as pesticides, what also comes out is the extra fat that is being held with those toxins, and the extra fat comes out through your stool. Fat is shed by the body during this cleansing process, and this is way better than burning fat through diet and exercise. These reactions require loads of cofactors and catalysts that come from eating a wide variety of vegetable matter, that is fruits and vegetables. So consider that you might be exactly at the weight you need to be given a lifetime of exposure to toxins accumulated over time. Since most of these toxins are fat soluble, the body stores them within your fat cells, and this has the added benefit of protecting your vital organs, such as your heart, your brain, from being directly exposed to these toxins. Getting fat, therefore, is a protective mechanism. Now, this slide represents a person on the left with many impurities in their body that has been stored in the fat in order to enrobe these toxins. Their attempts to burn fat makes them rebound. Why is that? First, their body was storing extra fat as a protective mechanism in order to keep vital organs from toxic exposure. So when you burn the fat, either by dieting or by over-exercising, you actually increase your toxic exposure. Then the body rebounds and hangs on to even more fat to try to protect itself. When you try to burn the fat, whether through diet or exercise, you become more toxic, feel worse, and the body rebounds. Burning fat, whether through diet or exercise, without addressing the need of the body is counterproductive. In other words, trying to burn fat is in opposition to what the liver is trying to do. You will have more success if you think of your liver and help your liver work better for you. We have to work with a natural desire for the body to get rid of the toxins so you can shed the fat off instead of burning the fat off. By the way, this kind of detoxification is happening in all the cells in the body, but primarily in the liver. It's also happening in the trillions of microorganisms, such as the bacteria that live inside of us. Most people are not aware of just how toxic they are and how much produce it takes daily to complete this process. I cannot stress this enough. You cannot eat your way there in this toxic world. You have to supplement with additional plant matter in whole food form if you expect to look and feel your best. Too many people accept a less than optimal state of health and chalk it up to the aging process. So we can help the body by increasing our intake of fruits and veggies. Here, we need to think of variety as well as quantity. Each color and each type of plant gives your liver more tools to work with as far as catalysts that can cope with a plethora of toxic chemicals. Fortunately, nature has provided us with an incredible cornucopia of plants, and they're filled with protective nutrients known as phytochemicals. Phyto meaning plant. You have to match the myriad of toxic chemicals with an equally robust set of phytochemicals from a large variety of plants to meet this toxic challenge we face every single day. Now, look what happens when we cleanse instead of dieting or over-exercising. Here, you have the same person with all the toxicity and extra fat. When plants are part of their ongoing cleansing program, they can remove the toxins and shed the fat very easily, even without an excessive amount of exercise. Most cleanses don't leave much room for exercise because when the body's cleansing, it has little energy left for an exercise regimen. Let me conclude by saying that it is easier to maintain a better state of health for the rest of your life if you cleanse the toxins out regularly by helping the liver get the cofactors it needs from plants. People have been doing cleanses forever. They are part of many ancient rituals and traditions world over. Water fasting and juice fasting are ancient practices with a long history. The only problem with them is that they make you weak and unable to function. I have done a water cleanse twice now in my life where I was strictly drinking water for about a week. I went to a water cleansing clinic and paid them lots of money to not feed me anything. When you simply drink water, you promote the liver to cleanse by activating those phase 1, phase 2 reactions I showed earlier. Let me tell you, I was curled up in a ball, detoxing for that week. There was nothing wrong with me. I was simply wanting to experience this process to see if I wanted to recommend it to others as a healing modality. And I got very weak in the process, and it took me months to recover my strength. So I detoxed, but at what cost? People are realizing that cleansing is important, and the market is full of cleansing and intermittent fasting programs. But how do you know if they really work? Just because you lost weight doesn't mean you lost fat. Is it helping you lose lean mass or gain lean mass? Is there any clinical research? There are too many questions. SHRED10 is unique because you can modify the cleanse so that you minimize detox and you can continue to live normally and not lose your strength. In fact, if you exercise, you're going to gain lean body mass and bone density and more defined muscles. Normally, I recommend you not exercise when you do a water fast or juice fast or a master cleanse or some of those commercial cleanses that are on the market today. With SHRED10, not only can most people start and continue to exercise, but it's a recommended part of the program. With enough whole food plants in the diet, exercise then becomes an aid to the process of detoxification. Now, the first part of the challenge is really the easy part. Say yes to 2 shakes a day and all the Juice Plus capsules. First of all, 2 shakes a day makes it very easy to make 2 easy, healthy meals that help you feel full and not guilty. In fact, you'll feel so good and you'll save some money and you'll be eating something that's really going to fill you up and make you feel healthy. Second, instead of wondering how much of this or that vitamin you should take, Juice Plus capsules are actually full of real fruits and vegetables and plant omegas so you can get all the nutrients that Mother Nature wants you to have. This is a whole food based program because you don't have a vitamin deficiency. You have a whole food deficiency in our modern world. Now, many people look to vitamins to make up for what they're not getting in Mother Nature. I kind of think of vitamin supplements as old technology, like black and white TV. Today we have high definition 4K TVs. Which one would you rather watch? Unlike traditional vitamin supplements, Juice Plus is a whole food product. When you eat an orange, do you eat the rind of that orange? That is where most of the nutrition, such as the bioflavonoids of the orange, actually live. And how about the core of the pineapple, or the carrot greens, or the beet greens? Do you eat this kind of variety daily? Have you ever eaten 8 kinds of berries in one day? Did you know that only plants make omega fats, and the fish get them from eating algae? Instead of taking vitamin supplements or high-dose omega-3 fish oils that can give you fishy burps, Juice Plus fruit, veg, berry, and omega capsules are the premier whole food supplements on the market that actually have independent clinical data to back them up. You can feel confident that these products have been researched for over 2 decades by institutions around the world on different human populations of different ages, healthy and sick. It's like oxygen, just take it. I've been taking it for over 25 years now. The other half of the story are the shakes. My favorite part of this program is helping people gain willpower by using these shakes. So let's talk about willpower. What is willpower? Is it that some people have this willpower gene and others don't? Well, when I researched this, I found out something very interesting. Turns out, willpower is a function of blood sugar. Normally, people's blood sugar fluctuates all over the map during the course of the day. When you eat a meal without crunchy raw veggies, then most of the sugar in that meal is in the form of simple sugar without fiber that rushes into the blood. This includes crackers, breads, pastas, soda, boxed cereals, baked goods, alcohol, dessert, and candy, of course. All of these suddenly raise your blood sugar, and then there's a drastic drop that follows. Or you can go on a low-carb diet, or you can skip a meal, and then your blood sugar drops, and when that drop occurs, you have no self-control. When you start your morning with a shake, it stabilizes your blood sugar, which also reduces your stress level. Due to the fiber content, Complete has a low glycemic load. This means that the sugar enters your blood more slowly, as if you were munching on fiber-rich broccoli. In fact, if broccoli came with a nutrition facts label, it would look much like a Complete label. Stabilizing your sugar levels makes it so much easier for you to avoid bad habits. 2 shakes a day will keep your blood sugar from fluctuating all over the map. So, Juice Plus Complete shakes make it very easy for you to eat 2 no-brainer, low glycemic load healthy meals a day. You can take it before a workout or for breakfast, as it has complex carbohydrates to fuel your muscles and your brain. You can take it after a workout to recover and help build back lean muscle, as it's a great source of bioavailable protein. It is also a great option for the weakest moment of your day as far as food is concerned. My brother used to go to the cafeteria, starving and tired after a day of work, and either make a poor meal choice or buy a candy bar. He has replaced that weak moment in his day with an easy-to-make Complete shake. What is the best source of protein? Eggs, chicken, fish, whey and casein protein powders, or plants? The answer is plants. All living things have protein, and plants are actually the leanest source of protein. The plant-based proteins in Complete are incredibly bioavailable. Many people are doing protein shakes that are pure protein and animal-based at that. Complete gives you a nice source of proteins from plant sources that are safe, bioavailable, and the soy in Complete is non-GMO and minimally processed. Many people have been told by their naturopath or nutritionist or by some allergy expert that they are allergic to soy. What I have discovered is that the real culprit is GMO soy, and over 93% of the soy in the United States alone is genetically modified. And this is very bad for the gut. On the other hand, soy is just a bean and been used for thousands of years with beneficial outcomes. Let's talk about phytoestrogens, because that's something else you may read about on the internet against soy. First of all, if you recall, I described that one of the pollutants we all deal with, men and women alike, are the plastics in the environment and in our food. Plastics are called endocrine disruptors because they contain phthalates that mimic hormones in the body. They can set off reactions that lead to hormone-related cancers. On the other hand, phytoestrogens are plant estrogens, and they are competitive inhibitors for estrogen sites. So both men and women can benefit from them, as we all have estrogen in our body. The phytoestrogens block estrogen receptors and keep estrogen or phthalates from occupying those receptors and triggering cancer. Phytoestrogens protect the body from hormone-related cancers. The bottom line is that isolated protein mixes do not give you fiber, complex carbohydrates, antioxidants, and minerals that your body desperately needs. As the name implies, Complete is a whole food-based drink because when you exercise, you need much more than protein to help you out. You need complex carbohydrates to give you energy during your workout. You need antioxidants to reduce the damage from the free radicals during exercise. You also need a source of protein that doesn't come from dairy like whey or casein. I see way too many people who work out suffer from systemic inflammation from taking these highly processed whey and casein powders. As an example, these products have been researched by MD Anderson Cancer Center on the toughest subjects, ovarian cancer patients. Do you know that cancer patients usually die from protein loss? It is very difficult to maintain organ tissue and muscle mass in a cancer patient, and ovarian cancer patients have a particularly low life expectancy. This study compared two groups. One was served 10 servings of fruits and veggies, and the other 5 servings and complete and Juice Plus capsules. What they found is that the Juice Plus group had better markers of health, better antioxidant status, and complete shakes made the difference in maintaining a better protein status. Let's look at some of the clinically proven benefits of this program. Improved recovery from exercise, reduced inflammation, improved skin health, reduced sickness days, improved cardiovascular function, gum health, and antioxidant status, promote more lean mass, and reduce abdominal fat. Anybody interested in those kinds of results? So taking Juice Plus capsules and having the shakes is the easy part. Now, let me tell you the rest of the SHRED10 lifestyle guidelines, the part where you really have to take on making some changes in your day. Know that these products will help you make these changes because it's going to help you with your willpower. We want to drink enough water such that our urine remains clear. We want to reduce stress during the day by remembering to take 10 deep breaths whenever you feel anxious. And we want to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. We want to exercise most days of the week. We want to reduce or eliminate caffeine, alcohol, and processed foods, and eating after 6 p.m. And finally, we want to completely eliminate gluten, dairy, artificial, and refined sugars. Now, this is not a calorie restriction diet. You can always add more calories as long as you follow the guidelines. In fact, if you are very active, you're going to have to add more calories and eat more. Here are some stories in what happens in even just a short amount of time. Look at this woman's midsection in just 10 days. Even guys can do the shred. Here are some examples of men getting tremendous results. And the longer you do the program, the better results you will see. I have talked about whey protein powders already, and I want to share Vicky Martini's story. She's a veteran personal trainer with over 25 years of experience, and she says, after being hospitalized for toxic levels of undigested whey protein in my gut, all in an attempt to achieve optimal fitness, I began to seek answers. I have experienced metabolic burnout, high protein ketosis from competing in bodybuilding and fitness events, and most recently, adrenal exhaustion. Following the SHRED10 guidelines over time saved me, my health, and my profession. When I say thank you, Mitra Ray, I really mean thank you. It's important to understand you can start by committing to just 10 or 30 days just to see how doable it is. But we recommend that you try it for at least 4 months, as this is just long enough for you to regenerate all the red blood cells and change your blood work. It is also long enough for you to develop the 10 guidelines as lifelong habits. SHRED10 is also a great program to teach your children a healthy lifestyle that will make them feel great as well. And I know this as a parent. I have also worked with elite athletes. For example, these 2 Olympian swimmers, Ariana Kukers and Rebecca Soni. You may have seen their video testimonials on why they love this program. Ariana also has shared as part of her story that she believes she made the Olympic tryouts because she finally listened to her mother and started taking Juice Plus. Tim Emmett is a good friend and a renowned British climber, and if you Google him, you will see some gnarly pictures of him hanging from intimidating walls of ice. He has been featured on BBC specials and quite known in the world of extreme sports. And he recently shared his story with me. Mitra, SHRED10 guidelines have been the roadmap I've been looking for to take my climbing to the next level. Since I started 18 months ago, I turned 40 and climbed my hardest rock climb and also ice climb of my professional career. So hopefully I've made the point that the SHRED10 lifestyle is for anyone who wants to take their health to the next level. Hopefully you're excited and you're gonna get started with SHRED10. It's also important that you ask your Juice Plus representative to add you to the SHRED10 support groups. We all need support and we are here for you. So have fun, relax, and know that you can do this.
Yay, you can do it. I love that. Let's stop the share. So guys, I thought that was such a good video. Oops. Such a good video. I had to share